Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is an English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Tuesday morning after the Ishraq Salat, mid-morning, Tuesday, the 1st of Zulhijjah 1444, corresponding with the English date 20th of June 2023. Hazrat Wala is saying that the duty of the heart is that the heart becomes cold, meaning it abandons the love for the dunya, and the duty of the body is that it becomes warm, hot, ready towards the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has mentioned that haram mal, the smallest amount of it, the minutest amount of it, haram mal, to return it, it is better for you than 80,000 nafal hajj. Allahu Akbar. Qanaat ikhtiyar kar कि वो एक ऐसा खजाना है जो कभी खत्म नहीं होगा. Adopt, acquire satisfaction, contentment, because it is such a treasure that will never come to an end. You know, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, when he came to Allahabad, at that time, it was Maulana Qari Nisarullah who brought this to him or said it to him, maybe it was regarding himself or someone else, that he said that I had a treasure, I had so much of money. And then I started helping people, saying to them, listen, there is here, take how much you need. But listen, you must return it. He says in that manner he gave so many people, but not one person came back to return or to pay his debt. To such an extent that I had to actually close this type of a facility, or what I was actually doing in helping people and giving them qarz and a loan. Now, after how many long years this incident is coming to mind? And Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, when he came here, his mazameen, his articles and his lectures were about this year, because this was what was current and this what was brought to his notice, and he wanted to speak on these topics as well. So this year is adab, this is akhlaq, this is qanaat and contentment. This is an amazing kitab on tasawwuf, suluk. Okay, let's continue. If the treasures of contentment are opened and made easy for you, then even the malaika will come and shake your hands. Allahu Akbar. O contentment, you do not leave me, because in the dunya there is no greater ni'mat than you. The person who adopted contentment, he was the one who was able to live in this dunya easily and freely and pass his life in a good way. तो गैरुल्लाह से कनाअत कर, नहीं तो तुझे दुनिया के लिए जलील होना पड़ेगा. So, be content and do not turn your gaze to anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if not, then most definitely you would have to become disgrace in front of the dunya. If you are a true man, if you are a genuine person, then you will never stretch your hands in front of anyone. Yes, those things that are necessary for a person to live, lazimi or la buddhi hai, then according to your need, according to your need, most definitely you will have to take that amount so that a person will be able to stay alive and so that he can nourish himself, so that he can make the ibadat and stay in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because due to all of that, strength comes to the body. And for an arif, just a subtle indication is sufficient. And it is necessary for you in your clothing and in your eating, you adopt such a way and a manner that you do not waste. Because Allah Ta'ala does not befriend those who are extravagant and those who waste. Innahu la yuhibbul musrifin. On one occasion, Hazrat Bahlul came to Khalifa Mamun al-Rashid. Mamun al-Rashid said to him that give me some nasihat. He had one coal in his hand. And on this wall, which was plastered, he wrote. And he writes the nasihat to the king. What nasihat does he write to the king? E Mamun, tune to dunya ko past kiya. Sorry, let me read that again. E Mamun, tune deen ko past kiya. O Mamun, you have put deen down. You have given preference to other things over the deen. And you have raised high walls. Meaning, you have put your love and you have spent your life in the dunya, not in deen. You spent wealth, most definitely. If it was your wealth, there was great extravagance and wastage in it. Whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not befriend the one who wastes. And if this wealth was not yours, and you done that, you spent it, you done this, that, the other, whatever it is, then that is khiyanat, that is deception. And Allah Ta'ala does not love those who deceive. Innahu la yuhibbul kha'inin. So stay away from wastage. Lekin sharab jitni mil sake, usse pee le. However, from the drink and the goblet, drink as much as you can. But remember, this sharab and this drink is sharab, ishq ki sharab hai. It is the drink of love, meaning the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So long as you do not get this type of a drink that will intoxicate you in the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you will always remain disgraced. Now qana'at, there are different categories of qana'at which we will go through now. Qana'at is contentment, that is the general or common meaning of contentment. One is the khas, khas, and then even the greatest or the highest level of it. The general level of qana'at is this, is that whatever is available there, you make sabr and you are patient about it. Things are there in front of you. You are patient about it. You are restraining yourself. And what you do not have, you do not ask. You do not ask of it. Let's carry on to another category of qana'at and contentment. It is that whatever comes your way, you give it to those who are deserving. And you suffice. And you are thankful and showing gratitude to the fact of the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has been given to you. So this is a higher level. And another level also is that you are contented because you got this much. What is this much that you got? That you are actually witnessing and beholding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you have turned your gaze away from everything else other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the highest level of qana'at and contentment. So, genuine nur and light can never be many. It is only one. And that is the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And wherever this nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spreads, it is unlimited. It cannot come to an end. So this alam also, this world also, we have is in it is the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which is here. Okay, let's continue. Sayyidina Muaz radiyallahu ta'ala an used to say, Ana ahtasibu nawmati kama ahtasibu qawmati. That I actually have hope of reward in my sleep as much as I have hope of reward in my tahajjud. In fact, if you're comparing two abhorrent characteristics, one is israf, which is extravagance and wastage, and the other one is miserliness and stinginess. Now between the two, which is the worst? It is israf. It is israf. Normally people say, hey, he can't even give, or this or that. But worse than that is that of wastage. So Allah Ta'ala, these beautiful sifat hamida and jamila that we're speaking about, qanaat, etc., Allah Ta'ala embellish us and adorn us with these characteristics and these sifat. The Sahaba, without any mehnat, rather with the special attention of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they achieved these sifat. Hazrat Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha, Hazrat Ali radiyallahu ta'ala an, Hazrat Ali radiyallahu ta'ala an for one entire year continued to decline the offer every time when he was offered or when he was given that glass of sharbat. He kept on delaying it, and after 1 year he then took it. So this is what we see from the lives of the Sahaba. You know, on one occasion, it was an operation, maybe amputation or cutting open or this or that, whatever it could have been. And they couldn't understand that without any type of anesthetic, how is this person tolerating the pain? Now this is no hidden secret. It was the Khalifa of Hazrat Tanvi. And what was it? What did he have to say? How are you doing it? What is this? And he says that I've only got this in my mind, that how much and how great a reward I will be getting for this. Now that is also something. कि वहाँ का इस्तिहज़ार मुस्तहज़र है, ये भी है. You'll also get something like this. So anyway, we speaking about qanaat, sabr and sukoon. So Allah Ta'ala has kept each person in some type of, maybe some type of a difficulty, or maybe some type of mujahada where he would have to strive or do this or do that, something and something. So I discussed this here, this topic of qanaat today, because the ta'alluq and the relationship of it has to do with that of our akhlaqiyat. Hazrat Walade after continues to say that जिसने अपनी हस्ती से कनात इख्तियार की, whoever has adopted and chosen for himself contentment, meaning अपने वजूद बेजूद का ख्याल तर्क कर दिया, he has abandoned and he has left his nafs and his self aside. वो ज़ात वाजिब के दीदार व शुहूद से तवंगर हो गया. He would be blessed then with the beholding and seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So al-qana'atu kanzun la yufna. Qana'at, contentment, is such a treasure that would never come to an end. Qana'at एक ऐसा खजाना है जो कभी फना नहीं होता है. Allah Ta'ala inspire us and give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of making amal. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.